Welcome to Prodigy, inspiring the courage to act on personal goals. Ever get the feeling that those around us are not fully attentive when we're in need? Ever feel that people as a whole are not present and show less concern for their fellow man or woman? Throughout our society, people seem to talk more and listen less. People are more likely to focus on their wants rather than give attention to the needs of others. We recognize that we are turning into an unsympathetic nation, and we've attempted to come up with some explanations why. So, here are the 5 reasons why nobody cares. Number 1, their happy is not them. Misery loves company, but no one in that company wants to get caught in the crosshairs. Now, are we saying that everyone you know doesn't care about your trials and tribulations? Of course not. But unfortunately, the majority in your inner circle are more than happy listening to your problems because they're relieved they're not going through it themselves. Make no mistake, usually after you've confided in someone, that person will run to the next person and say, "Did you hear what happened to?" Yes, we've all experienced that. And having someone to talk to is essential to our mental health and well-being. But beware of the lending ear, who listens without ever offering solutions or advice. People love a train wreck, especially when they're not on the track. If you're pouring your heart out but expecting great advice or even a shoulder to cry on, and all you receive is, "That's messed up," or "Can't believe that," you're speaking to the wrong person. We're not saying that people are cold-hearted. It's just human nature. We love watching reality shows because it makes us feel better about our dysfunctional lives. We are attracted to watching the daily news just to watch what new crimes and tragedies took place while sitting in the comfort of our homes. As kids on the playground, no one ever wanted to be picked last. And we are happy and relieved when we were picked before that last person. As adults in the workplace, we say it's not fair and badmouth the company whenever a coworker gets laid off. But if that coworker asks, "Who's coming with me?" Just because people care about you doesn't always mean they're going to care about the situation you're in. Know that some people are secretly competing with you, which often happens with family and friends. If they want to know what you're going through, but never seem to be concerned with how you're dealing with it afterwards, know that they are happy it's you and not them. Number 2, we all have our own problems. They say everyone we know are going through something we know nothing about. The person we see 8 hours a day at work is going home to situations we can't even imagine. The person we spend every day with acts in unpredictable ways because of trauma they've gone through before we knew them. Society has a bad habit of judging those who make major mistakes, commit crimes, or struggles with mental illness. And we all have thrown stones at those who are getting rained on, even though we've gone through the same storms. If you're opening up about a situation you're going through, and a person responds, "You're preaching to the choir," know that you are receiving zero sympathy. What they're telling you is that they've already heard about what you're going through, and the mistake they're making is assuming that your situation is any different. How many times have you heard this? "You don't have it worse than I do," or "You don't know how good you have it." These people are dismissing you before you open your mouth, labeling you as spoiled, self-centered, or ungrateful. When you open up to someone about your problems and they respond by telling you their problems, yes, they heard you loud and clear. But when it comes to actually listening, they need hearing aids. These people are dealing with their own emotions, but they fail to acknowledge your feelings. Some people don't care, basically because they have nothing left to give. Whatever they're going through in life is consuming them. And you know what they say? You cannot help others if you can't help yourself. Sometimes people don't care because they've decided to shut themselves out from society. They're angry. Life has hardened them. And daily tasks such as getting out of bed leads to depression. It's not that they choose not to care about you. They've made the choice not to care about themselves. Number 3, you are a whiner. Sometimes it's not the devil, it's not your family, and it's not bad luck. Sometimes it's you. No, there are no curses hanging over your head. And no, your upbringing has not held you back. It's not the imaginary haters you think you have. It's you. It's only you, and the way you choose to deal with your problems. It's not that people don't care. They just don't care to hear the same sob story over and over again. Having a shoulder to cry on is one thing, but drowning an entire body in a pool of sorrows is another. Your loved ones are tired of hearing that it's never your fault. In your family, are you the Michael Jordan of the crying game? Are you a grown man or woman blaming your parents for things that happened years ago? Are you the person that complains at every possible opportunity while wasting every opportunity? Do you expect everyone to take your side? These people want everyone to understand and accept their bad decisions and will not stop crying until everyone agrees with them. Do you spend more time complaining about a problem than you spend searching for a solution? Do you bore your friends with the same problems repeatedly, but never get around to asking for help? Those who avoid seeking help quickly turn small bumps in the road into mountains in the hills. Do you get offended when people disagree with you? This is a sure way to ensure that no one will ever want to be around you, let alone being there when you need them. Maybe none of these examples apply to you. Maybe you're just plain spoiled. Did your parents do everything for you? Did they shield you from life's responsibilities? Did they blame the teacher for not teaching properly when you weren't willing to learn? Did they get you out of trouble when you deserved punishment? These kids grow up to whine like babies as adults, then wonder why no one cares when they struggle in the real world. Number 4, empathy is dead. The daily news has us desensitized. The overexposure of crime and violence has caused most of society to feel less sensitive. Remember how stunned the world was from the Columbine shootings? Unfortunately, public shootings have now become a regular occurrence in our society. Personal tragedy can cause a lack of empathy, especially for victims. Internal pain often causes external hate. Personal wounds, the loss of loved ones, or being the victim of a crime can provoke many to lose faith in humanity. People hate others simply for having different beliefs. Just look at the political climate we live in. Are we really willing to fight someone we've never met for a party we're not benefiting from over a candidate we don't know personally? People hate others simply for having different skin color. It's sad that in the year 2023, race relations remain an issue. People hate others simply for having different lifestyle choices. We don't have to agree on everything, but we should not condemn others for who they choose to love. We live in a world where narcissism is trending, due in part to social media. If it's not affecting me, it's none of my business. More and more people are showing less empathy to others because they're continuously living in their own world. Any beliefs, concerns, ideals, or interests that are not theirs is considered lesser in value and importance. It's hard to care for someone else when you only take care of your own needs. Ever heard of the Superman syndrome? We're not talking about Y chromosomes. We're talking about going through life with the perceived S on your chest. Our Superman syndrome is referring to believing that nothing bad will ever happen. No need to stop and think about how someone else feels, because that will never happen to me. No need to put myself in someone else's shoes, because I'll never have to walk that path. These people may as well be from outer space, because they believe the world's problems they see on the news is different from theirs. One of the main reasons why empathy is dead is because of victim blaming. Regardless of the crime or misfortune, there are some who feel that victims somehow brought it on themselves. How many times have you heard someone say, "I would never put myself in that situation"? Unfortunately, this is the declining level of empathy that's corrupting humanity today. Number 5, self-absorbed society. As mentioned previously, social media has produced a few narcissists over the years, which has created a self-absorbed society. This has caused a massive amount of people to be conditioned to function as if the only thing that matters is what's on their phone. We now have a legion of nations walking around like zombies proclaiming, "If I don't have my phone, I'ma die." Many people don't have time to care for anyone or anything because they crave instant gratification. We want what we want when we want it, and wouldn't give a second thought to whom it will inconvenience. We complain about fast food taking too long. We pay for our packages to arrive 3 to 5 business days. We want the world's information 3 seconds after we click a button. With self-absorbed people, everything is a competition. Beware of this type. Not only do they possess no concern for anyone's success, they will gladly stab anyone in the back to get ahead. They might be friendly. They might smile in your face. They might even cheer you on, but their need to be first will quickly turn into jealousy. And we've all seen the outcome when jealousy and competition mix. Ever known someone who feels threatened, like someone trapped in a corner? These are the type to express disdain because they feel intimidated by people they know and people they don't know. These people have the illusion that their false status, image, or reputation are being jeopardized by someone else's presence. An enormous cost to our self-absorbed society comes from the trappings of insecurity. Believe it or not, insecurity is a constant internal feeling, leaving little to no time for expressing external sympathy. These feelings of inadequacy often leads to behaviors such as envy, animosity, and hostility. Unfortunately, if you've ever come across anyone with superficial qualities, you probably have a great understanding of self-absorbed people. Ever seen someone who always has to be in the spotlight? Ever wanted to get away because you live with a judgmental person? Ever wanted to drown someone out because all they did was gossip, gossip, gossip? Well, we've all been in this situation, and the truth is, none of us are perfect. If you've noticed yourself in any of these qualities, remember the importance of listening to what others have to say and how they feel before talking about you, yourself, or your interests. Thank you for staying focused throughout this video. If you've been inspired, hit the subscribe button so we can provide you with more value and content.